Alive. Welcome, everyone, to the 77th episode of Playtest This, featuring Sam Barmettler's A Button Kingdoms, joined by our star-studded panel, Wesley Woodbury and Eric Ledger. Sam, who are you, and what are you doing here?
All right, I'm Sam Barmettler, owner of Around the Stump Games, designer of Outrun the Bear, the one game that's out, and then game number 2 coming up the pipeline, which we're playtesting tonight.
Excellent. Oh my gosh, what did I do? Eric, who are you, and what are you doing here?
Hi, I am Eric Ledger. I am a board game designer by hobby and a lawyer by day. And I run the Sacramento Board Game Designers Meetup group, which is soon going to be the Facebook group because
nice.
Meetup doubled their prices and it's just not,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
happening.
So you'll deal with a few ads.
Yeah, pretty much. No.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and then I just recently signed my first game, which hopefully should be out within the next year. It's I don't know if I want to give the title away because the title might change, but it's currently titled Pop NATO. Whether that changes, I'll update you on a future episode.
Do we get to know any more juicy details at this moment, or do we need to wait?
I would wait. I mean,
Okay.
It's better. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Don't count your chickens before they're hatched is what I've always. Yeah, that's my motto.
What are you?
Can we make an objection to Eric's comments about something he said about himself then?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, Eric, you are no longer a hobbyist designer. You are signed now. You are a professional designer.
Well, true, but again, I don't count my chickens before they're hatched because I know between the moment of signing a contract and it being available for sale on a shelf, a lot can happen.
That is.
Did you accept money?
Well, I mean, on paper, yes.
You've been paid for design? I'm calling you
true.
a professional.
After I sell a copy, all right. But objection sustained.
Give you
all
a
right,
objection sustained.
No.
And I'm Evan Halbert. You can go by After the Empire, at least several copies, if not 57. And I forget if Emily's thing is something you can order right now or not yet. Does anybody know? I don't know. Who knows? But I have a little game in her collection called Humbug! That I think is printing now or getting ready to ship now or something like that. It's somewhere in the process of actually happening. And one of the games in there is mine. And I know some of the other designers that have games in there too. And you should buy it and play all of those games and buy several copies to hand out to friends. Okay, that's enough.
I gotta apologize because I believe I just committed a crime against Wes by distracting you, Evan.
What?
Yeah, Wes didn't introduce himself.
I'm so sorry. Wes Woodbury is also here. Last but certainly not least, who the heck are you and what are you doing here?
Here, I thought you did it on purpose. You were like, gotta save Wes for last this time.
Nope.
Wes with Hammer Dog Games. Our most recent game was Forge. Now available on our Hammer Dog Shopify site. Buy as many copies as you can hold and then come back and get more.
That's at least 12.
And then our next project is the world's greatest screen, Half Screen, which is a RPG gaming screen. So coming out with that in the near future.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, everybody. Let's dig in. Sam, give us the teach, because I don't remember how to play.
All right. Well, it's changed a little bit since the last time you played, Evan. Largely thanks to a little dev session that we had with Evan as a developer. So this is Button Kingdoms, a game of fluff and corruption, where the goal is to acquire victory points in the form of buttons, which are the currency, thrones, which belong to your opponents by last hitting them, and by living up to your champion's hidden ideals at the beginning of the game. So each one of us is going to take on the role of a child champion locked in a mock Game of Thrones using our stuffed animals. So the theme of this game is really like you could see it real world where you are the kids playing with your stuffed animals, or the artwork really shows you from the vantage point of like you're in the world, more Narnia-esque. So like I said, the goal is to acquire buttons, currency, seize the throne of your opponents, and also to live up to your champion's hidden ideals. Now, this whole game is simultaneous play, which means the best way that I've found to explain how the game plays is actually to just get us into it and go through each phase as we're playing the phases, instead of going through and explaining the whole part of the game. But you know the three things you're going for. Combat helps you get thrones. Buttons, they're just worth victory points. And then your champions have hidden ideals. So I'm going to go ahead and show off the champions here real quick, or at least one of them, to show you how they work. And then we can kind of just get into it. Now, it is a deck builder, so you'll have some common concepts of deck builders as we go through. Things like you run out of cards in your deck, you end up shuffling your discard pile together and making a new deck. So right here, we have one champion flipped over. Let's show one off with art, because I haven't spoiled any art anywhere on these. So here we have the Spy Master. So you'll see it has a topmost ability. Now that ability has nothing to do with the victory points, but it is an ability that will come up during one of the phases that we play through during the game. The bottom ability is the victory points that you're trying to get. So at the beginning of the game, each one of us is going to have 2 of these cards. And at any point during that phase where we can use our champion abilities, we can decide to commit to one of those champions. And then you'll get that ability at the beginning of every single phase. So the Spy Master here, for example, he scores victory points at the end of the game, 3 victory points for every spy card. Spies are one of the factions in the game that another player has. And he has an ability that at the beginning of every night phase, he's able to send a spy card from the trash bin to an opponent's hand. Now, why is he sending cards to an opponent's hand? Well, because those cards are curse cards, and they affect you negatively. Here's one that's a little bit more common, a little easier to understand. The Berserker here, she gets an ability where she's able to replay one of her cat cards that she plays during the night phase. And then she gets 2 victory points for each cat card that she has. So just to give you a little bit teaser on that, and then we can go over gameplay. So the game breaks down into 6 different phases where each of us are taking almost all of our actions simultaneously. Those phases can be seen here on the side of the Button Kingdom's Bazaar board, or the market. They are the draw phase, where we will all draw 5 cards. Your draw can be increased by certain things that you're able to acquire through combat. You have the day phase, where you play out any number of cards from your hand. But if you look at all these cards that you see in the market here, each one of them has 2 abilities down at the bottom. That leftmost ability at the bottom is the day phase ability. The rightmost is the night phase ability. So during the day phase, we will play out any number of cards from our hand, getting only the day phase ability, and we'll play those cards out face down. Then we move into the first Button Bazaar phase for the round, where we will be able to try to acquire cards. We will do that by placing out these tokens that we have in front of us. They are envoy tokens. You'll see on the back of them, they all have matching icons. So when you place them out face down, nobody will know exactly where you placed yours. And we will have 1 more of these. Then we'll have the night phase, where you play out the rest of the cards from your hand, an attack phase where we deal damage to each other, and then a second Button Bazaar phase to end the round, and then go back up to the draw phase. So I mentioned we have envoy tokens. What do these envoy tokens do? Well, during the market phase, the ones with the money bag, those are bribes that we are offering to our opponents in order to acquire cards, because the cards have no cost. We have to pay our opponents for them. So the money bag means you want to buy that card. The torn off head on that stuffed animal is a boycott envoy. That means you want to destroy that card. So if it is not bought and sold, that card will be destroyed. And then we have a third type of envoy, which I will pull out here, that is a numbered envoy. These envoys do two different things. During the market phase, they will sell cards that you place them on for that amount. It will always be the player who placed out the lowest numbered envoy who will be able to sell that card. And you will sell that card for that number of buttons to somebody who placed out a bribe envoy. And then the other thing that they do is during the attack phase, whoever is the highest envoy will get to choose who they attack first. And that attack order will be important because if you last hit someone or knock them past one of these broken hearts, you will be able to get rewards. So that is the overview. So the best thing that I've found is just to go in. Well, first of all, we all need to draw a numbered envoy because those are dealt out randomly at the beginning of the game. So
Sorry, Sam, really quick question, Sam. What was the teddy bear with the head again?
That will try to destroy a card in the market.
Okay.
Yeah. So if everybody can go ahead and take a numbered envoy from that bag there, and I guess I should choose a player.
Which bag?
And those envoys should be face up because that is information that everyone else will have. And I will draw mine, and then I'm going to add one.
Oops, I'm over here.
To each of the cards in the market.
Woo! Look out, everybody.
Are we supposed to have a champion?
Champion.
Yes. So everybody now can draw 2 champions from this deck here. And there's a spot on your board for them. These champions are hidden for the time being. But you can look at your own. That will inform some of your deck building according to the champion's victory point conditions.
Is there a button
remember,
to look at it?
Yeah.
What button do I press?
If you right click and search, you can look at them. Another thing you can do is just pull them into your hand and then put them
or
in
you can
that
shift
spot.
Control Alt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other one. All right.
Wait, so are we keeping both or we draw 2 and choose
Yes.
one?
No, you keep both.
Okay.
And then later on during any night phase, you will be able to choose which champion you're playing as.
Okay.
So if you want to hold back on receiving a champion ability to make it easier for you to build up victory points because nobody else is like deterred from selling you certain types of cards, you're able to do that.
Cool.
All right. So we all have our numbered envoys. We all have our champions. Everybody kind of understand what their champions do based on what they read?
I don't
More or
know
less.
what one of them does.
Okay. Is it because of an icon?
No, it has 2 words, but I don't know what they represent.
I am sorry, Wes. Wes, I know what champion you're playing. Or you there.
okay.
But there are certain keywords that we have in the game, and those keywords can be found in the rule book. Just so I don't spoil anything. There we go. Right here, Wes. You'll probably be able to find those words there.
Or will I?
You'll be able to find them. You'll understand what they mean more later on.
Alrighty.
Hey, Sam, if I have a twinkly star, does that mean nighttime?
That is old iconography that has not been updated. So ignore it for now. But yes.
Those abilities always happen at night, is that right?
Yeah, the top abilities always happen at night.
Always happen at night. Okay, great. Ignore the twinklies.
It's not for that reason, but you know what? Maybe I can stick to it for that reason.
As long as you also put it on the board next to night, that'll work.
Yeah. All right, so we begin the game by drawing 5 cards from our deck. Each one of us has a deck pre-shuffled on our player boards. On your player board, you'll see you have a deck space, you have a discard space, you've got the champion space. You've also got these sport spaces, and you've got your health bar. You do have some buttons up in the corner. Buttons come in 3 different flavors. You've got an I, a V, and an X for 1, 5, and 10.
We draw how many cards? Sorry.
5 cards.
All right.
You'll notice each one of these cards has a brown banner on the side with a little green beret cap on it. This means it is a peasant card. You'll see other cards in the market have different types of banners. Those banners that we can see in the market here. We have a royal with the purple. We have a spy with the black. And we have a privateer with the blue. Their icons are also expressed over here. When those cards are acquired, they will go to different locations. You don't have to worry about that just yet, but just to give you a little teaser.
Cool.
So then we go into the day phase. During the day phase, you can play out any number of cards from your hand. You play them out face down, and we will all flip them over and resolve them simultaneously. Remember, your day ability is the leftmost ability. Now, some of the cards that you have in your hand may grant you things like tolls or walls. Tolls and walls are defenses when you are attacked. They are right here. They are cards that are double-sided. Make sure you play out cards that you're going to play face down so nobody can see what you're doing. So walls reduce damage that you would take by 2. You destroy it in order to reduce that damage, and tolls let you take a button from your attackers. I wouldn't worry about them too much right now. I've been encouraged to first round actually try to move people away from trying to strategize right after or right when they're learning the game for the mechanics. But yeah, the one card I can say you definitely probably shouldn't play right now is a soldier, because it will do nothing for you.
Table talk is encouraged.
Yes.
I don't know what to talk about yet.
Wes, I'm going to destroy you.
All right, everybody, let's go for Evan.
Oh,
Three
come on.
three on 1.
Hey, come on. Unacceptable.
All right, who's green?
Me.
Okay.
I have to choose cards to put down. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Choose any number of cards, 0 through 5. You can play them all, and you can play them face down.
For the left side ability.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got the little sun behind it to remind you that it's day.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to buy anything. I don't understand. Oh, I guess your money, if you get buttons, those buttons are saved until you spend them.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep. So we can, we will end up spending buttons during the market phase. Also, the mercenary cards, the privateers, they require buttons in order to activate their abilities. So buttons are used during gameplay, but at the end of the game, each one of them will be worth 1 victory point.
Show me the buttons.
Did you say we start with any buttons?
Yes. You've already got them on your player mat.
Do I? Oh, they're right there. I've got 3 buttons.
Yep.
They blend in well.
Cool.
By the way, if ever you have to pay a player and you don't have enough buttons to pay them, you will take the difference in damage, and it will count as
Oh my.
Oh.
and it's not an attack, so your forts won't help you.
Oh my.
All right. So everybody good on the cards that they're playing out?
Yep.
Go ahead and flip them over, and then we can all resolve our cards. So for example, my bandit here is going to give me 2 tolls, so I'm just going to take 2 of these fort cards and flip them over to the toll side. And then I'm also going to get 2 buttons because I played a farmer.
I get 4 buttons. Whoop.
Ooh, 4
I
buttons.
get a V button. 5 buttons. Ooh.
Cool. All right.
All right.
All right. And then once you've all resolved your cards, we can go ahead and discard them. cards are played, resolved, and then discarded simultaneously among all players. So we all play our cards, then we all resolve our cards, then we all discard our cards.
Cool.
All right, and now we move into our first Button Bazaar phase. So each one of us has 3 tokens. You guys can look here in front of my player mat so you can see my description here. So right now I've got the number Envoy 7. I've got a bribe token, and I've got a boycott token. So I might be thinking, well, you know, this 7 is really expensive. It's the most expensive one in the game. So I'm probably like going to try to sell a really powerful card for that. So I'm going to place this on the smithy here, because if somebody buys that card, I want them paying me a lot of buttons for it. But then like, well, I really want this knight over here because it's very powerful. And I'm pretty happy to destroy the spy card right now because I definitely don't want that coming to me. So each one of us has a different spot on those cards that we place our buttons. They match our player mats. They also have little radiating points on them.
Tell you where you're supposed to
towards
sit.
our player mats. Yeah.
Nice.
So that way each one of us knows where to place them.
What is this 4th button that we have, or the 4th?
That is your throne.
Okay.
So
Don't
once
lose your
somebody
throne.
takes out all of your health, they will take your throne, and that will be worth 10 victory points. Or if you hold on to your throne at the end of the game, it is still worth 10 victory points. But the game ends when more than half of players have lost their thrones.
What is this deal out here?
So once cards are bought and sold, we will have to reclaim our tokens, and those tokens may be claimed at that time.
Okay.
If you happen to sell a card, you will have to swap out, but
Yeah.
I'll go over that as we resolve the market. So, and now I mentioned table talk is encouraged, so I'm going to tell you guys that I am placing my tokens exactly where I said I was going to be placing my tokens when I gave that little demonstration.
Interesting. And will you?
But you don't have to tell the truth.
You do not.
Nope. But I will
Will
gladly
you-
sell that knight to whoever sells me the smithy.
I guess we'll just see how these resolve because I don't really.
Oh, the smithy to whoever sells me the knight. Sorry.
Hey, will you promote me so I can sneak a peek at what my token is?
Mm-hmm.
Boop, boop, boop. There we go.
Can't remember. Do I have to do anything with this one? I can't remember.
Do you have to do any? Yes, that is one of your 3 envoys. So you have to fill all of your kingdom's envoy spots.
Oh,
Who took
I
my
see.
spot?
what does the one mean?
Sorry, Wes took all of your spots.
Ha.
Gonna move Wes
Oh,
over.
I thought I was green because I picked it to be the green player, but I'm on the yellow
Yeah,
board.
sorry,
so
you're brown for the player mat.
I see.
So 1 means you're willing to sell that card for 1. For 1
Oh.
button. Which is the cheapest amount you can sell a card for. All right, so once we've all placed out, we go ahead and flip them over and we see how the market resolves. Interesting. All right, so the first thing we do is we identify sellers. The seller will always be whoever placed the lowest envoy number onto the cards zone. So here, me and Evan both placed a 4, so Evan is going to be the seller on this card.
Does that one? Does that one resolve first?
They all resolve at the same time.
What if I? Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. And you can use that to your advantage with table talk.
Yeah.
The West would be the seller of this saboteur here, because he placed out the 1. And Eric is the seller of the knight with the 5 here. Now, if a seller has to sell the card to a buyer. The buyers are anyone who placed out a bribe on that card. So here we have an interesting situation where both Evan and Eric get to choose who they're going to sell the card to. But they're going to choose who to sell the card to. With the example of Eric, he gets to choose if he's going to sell to Evan or me. And Evan gets to choose if he's going to sell to Wes or Eric.
Eric, buddy. Obviously, we should sell to each
Four.
other.
Maybe.
Done.
Forge.
No.
And then you just owe me $1.
Mhm.
Okay. I owe you $1. There we go.
There we go.
Easy.
Now I would
right.
have to have enough buttons to actually purchase the thing, I assume, instead of
Yes.
just doing the difference between. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
And this goes to our discard, right? Based on the iconography.
Yeah. So
yes.
So bottom of my deck.
Yep. The hardest thing to do on TTS.
Oh.
I think there's a button you can hold, but I never remember what it is.
It's you.
Is it? Yeah.
And it doesn't work very well. All right. Then if a card was not bought or sold and it has one of these boycott envoys on it, that card's going to be destroyed. So that's going to go to the trash bin here.
Yep.
Now we have to reclaim our tokens. So you can take back your bribe and boycotts. Those are the ones that aren't numbered. Grab Eric's for him.
Thank you.
And then with our numbered envoys, starting with whoever played the highest numbered envoy, they get to choose if they want to swap out with the one that was left there. And then if you did sell the envoy, though, you're going to have to swap out with whatever's left once it gets down to you.
Okay.
So I'm going to swap out with the 6 here just to make sure Evan doesn't undercut me all game.
Okay, so then I have to swap out the 4.
Yeah, you'll have to swap your 4 with the 7 because you sold. Eric has to swap out with the 3.
Okay.
And then Wes gets to choose if he wants to swap out with the 2, because even though he was the seller, he did not manage to sell the card.
And 2 is always better than 1?
2 will always gain you more buttons, and 2 will always go first in the attack, but 1 has an easier time selling the cards. Right now, 2 would be better than 1.
Is there any benefit to selling cards?
But is it the loneliest number since the number 1?
It gains you buttons because you sell cards for buttons. All right. So that is our first market phase. We will go ahead and refill the market.
That you never do.
Thank you, Evan, for moving that little tracker for us.
Did I? I don't think.
Oh no, sorry, that was Wes's green hand.
Yeah,
sorry,
I didn't do anything.
That was the brown player's green hand.
I'm not very helpful. So.
Yeah. All right. So now we go into the night phase. So during the night phase, you play out the rest of the cards that you have in your hand. You'll note you didn't draw between your night and between your day and night phases.
Wait a minute. Yes, I do.
Oh, you're gonna reveal right now.
Reveal.
All right. So Evan's playing Root, which means selling that knight to him was probably not a great idea, Eric.
Am I allowed to reveal as well?
No, that's okay. We've got an alliance.
Can. Yes. You can absolutely reveal.
All right, I want to be this dude.
All right.
Does keeping cards in hand serve any function?
You can't keep cards in your hand. So you have to play out the rest of your cards during this phase.
Okay.
Okay, so
and the champions happen before the card play happens.
Yeah.
So that ability comes up before them.
Okay.
So I get a wall and a toll. Is that what that says?
Yes. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Yep, because you're playing as the turtle.
So how does that work? Do I take a wall card?
Yep, you take a wall card and you put it right in front of your player mat in one of those fort spots.
Doesn't matter where?
Nope.
All right, and then a total card, which is another.
It's the same card, just flipped over.
Where do I put that?
In one of those fort spots. And
so the power that's at the top of our champion, do we do that now?
If you want to reveal your champion, I am personally not revealing my champion yet.
Oh. But if we want to use that power, we've got to reveal it, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that will be the champion
Oh,
that
man.
scoring points at the end of the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna reveal my champion because it's such a, I mean, 1 victory point for every card I have, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
nobody can really block too much with that.
Pick the top card from the toy box. Holy
That's the toy box, right?
shnikes.
Yes. Yep.
Oh,
That
from here,
seems,
from
Yep.
here.
that seems
Yep.
really good.
And where does it go? Do I put it on the top of my,
Says
where would I
take.
put it?
So it'll go to the same spot that it would go if you had bought it.
Oh, okay,
All right,
so you
well-
got to reveal it.
I'll look at it privately, I guess, and then.
No, we have to check your work, man.
Okay, this is definitely going to the top of my. No, I'm just kidding.
Now there is a
Oh.
drawback because you might get a bad card, right? Saboteurs
True,
or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, this goes to the bottom of my deck because it's a fight card.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So if he had drawn a spy, that would go into somebody else's discard pile.
Oh.
So it's not a huge hindrance, but it's not going to help him towards those victory points.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody resolve their cards.
No, I have attacks to do.
Okay. Yeah. Attack comes up into the next phase. So stockpile that.
So this card here that I am not going to get any benefit from, can I discard it for a button? What is that icon in the upper right?
That's an indication that it belongs to your kingdom.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's a green button symbol. That's your starting.
Okay.
I've got brown
Fair enough.
buttons.
Mm-hmm.
All right then.
All right. So everybody played out their cards. Just attack left to take care of.
Yeah.
All right. So then we go into the attack phase. So that was the night phase. We all resolved our abilities. In the attack phase, we take the attack that we have and we deal it to other players. So starting with whoever has the highest initiative, they have to choose a
I
player.
believe that's me.
Yep. So who are you going to attack, Evan?
I will. I mean, obviously, I will attack you for 4.
I'm going to take 2 buttons from you if you do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Destroy those tolls, sir.
Yep. So Evan attacks me, and I end up taking 4 damage. And Evan also knocked me past one of these broken hearts, which means he's able to get a treasure.
Oh.
Now, there are 3 different types of treasures.
Oh no.
He has one, the draw bonus treasure. So at the draw phase, he would get to draw 1 bonus card. 2, he has the acquire treasure, which let him take a card from the market right now.
Ooh, let me look.
I am having some latency issues, so I'm sorry about where my tabs end up.
Okay.
And then the third one gives you an additional bribe envoy, which lets you manipulate the market in interesting ways.
So you would just not use one of your.
Yeah, you would not use one of yours. So Evan gets to choose any one of those to go ahead and grab. All right, so Evan's going for bonus card draw. He's definitely seems to be all about the aggro strategy right now.
Aggro strategy.
So I've got 2 damage that I got to deal out next. Oh man. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and just hit it back into Evan.
There is war in the east.
There is war.
So Evan, are you taking 2 damage or are you blocking 2 damage?
I
Is there any reason not to use a wall?
Yes, there are reasons not to. Some of them are the cards that you've
will
already.
take 2 damage.
Ooh.
All right, and then and we're going down based off of the numbered envoys that we have. So that's why Evan attacked first, and now I attacked, and then Eric will attack because he has the 3, and then Wes, you go last with the 2. So Evan had the 7, I have the 6, Eric has the 3, Wes has the 2. I cannot hear Eric.
I'm playing it against the designer, so I'm going to have to attack the designer. I mean, it
How
kind
much
of
damage
goes
do you have?
4.
Rude.
4.
Rude.
I'm really glad I didn't show off my champion right off the bat. I'm gonna need
Right.
some hit 3 points. All right, and then Wes.
Ugh.
Man, you just lobbed a treasure right over for Wes.
Yep.
That would involve knocking you down somewhere, and you're already been slapped around. I see lots of blue arrows over there.
Also, Evan's very close to a revealed treasure.
No.
He said table talk was very liberal, so
Evan's got 2 walls. I'll just split it up between Eric and Evan. That
I
way, all of
will.
You
all
can't
of you
split.
can.
You deal all your damage to one player.
Oh wow, no
Alright.
splitting.
All right, Eric's across from me, so we'll have some more in the west too.
all right. I'm getting rid of my walls.
Okay.
Eric's gonna take no damage.
All right.
All right, and then we go into our second Button Bazaar phase. So once again, we place out all of our token, or we fill up our token slots on those cards. Well, you know what?
You know.
Here, I'm not gonna ask much for it. I will not. Oh, I've got the 6, so I don't have an easy time selling. So, you know what? I will go ahead and sell the driver to somebody who's willing to sell me the bandit, or not the bandit, the urchin.
Hey, who's taking my slots?
Oops, that's me again.
I'm very sorry, Wes. This is a major oversight in the person who put together the TTS mod.
Oh,
Been there, done that. There's a pillow in the mountains. Interesting.
All right, go ahead and flip them. Interesting. All right, well, we'll see if Eric's willing to keep his word here, but Eric is going to have to pay me 6. Whether or not I have to pay him 3 is up to him. And then this thief is going to be destroyed because nobody tried to buy it. Or nobody tried to buy it.
Looks like, I mean, Eric.
I got all right.
Obviously, you should sell me that urchin.
I'm going to give you a quick comment. I keep getting confused on the iconography. This doesn't look like sell to me. It looks like buy.
That is buy.
That is buy.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just confusing myself. I meant to do the opposite, but that's fine.
That is not iconography that is staying. That is Fiverr iconography. So
it's fine. It's my own
Well,
brain.
if you intended to do the opposite, then you should switch them because.
I wanted to buy this one.
Yeah.
And
then switch
yeah.
them.
Okay.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Let's play the intention.
All right.
Everybody's buying an urchin.
For this one too. And then this one's going to stay there because nobody tried to boycott it.
Right.
Yep.
That's amazing.
All right, so we can go ahead and reclaim our tokens. Reclaim all your non-numbered tokens first. Everybody wanted the urchin. Interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of a weak card.
Well,
and then starting with whoever has the highest, you get to decide if you want to swap.
I decide if I swap.
Yep.
I'll swap.
And then the lower ones get to decide if they want to swap.
Sure.
All right. And we get to decide because we didn't sell with our numbered envoys. So if you didn't sell, you get to choose.
Trashing cards.
All right. And now we go into the draw phase. Everybody gets to draw 5 cards, except for Evan, who gets to draw 6 cards with his treasure.
Treasure.
Now, if you ran out of cards, like we all did, you take your discard pile, you flip it over, you shuffle it up, and then you draw the rest.
I didn't run out of cards.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
So I'm going to draw.
No,
I'm going to draw
Perfect.
6 total. Is that right?
Yep.
Cool.
All right, and then day face, play out any number of cards face down.
Okay.
Once we're all good, go ahead and say that you're ready.
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 All right, go ahead and flip them, then resolve them.
Cool.
2 tokens.
Everybody wants buttons and walls.
Let's do buttons. All right, once you've resolved them, go ahead and discard them.
Cool.
Okay, and then Button Bazaar phase. Now, I will gladly sell the middle wyvern for 1 button. That is an incredibly cheap price to the wyvern, for the wyvern, to whoever will sell me that urchin.
That is nice.
That is a shockingly low price for that wyvern. But I highly encourage someone who is not Evan
Oh,
to try to buy it, because Evan gets victory points out of that deal.
I would never.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and flip them. All right.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh man.
Okay, so this one's destroyed. I am the seller of this wyvern to Wes as the only buyer.
Oh,
And then I am the buyer of the urchin to the only seller, which is Wes. So Wes nets 1 button there.
Wow.
I get an urchin in my.
okay. So I get this wyvern
Yep. And that goes to the top of your deck.
top.
Wow.
I went to the bottom. Oh, is that the symbol means that's the
Yeah,
top?
these go to the top of your deck. And then if you didn't sell, you can choose to swap. And if you did sell, we will have to swap. All right. And then this.
When do we perform the power? Do we do it every round? We get to do the power
That's
Yeah, at the
nice.
beginning of the night phase,
at the beginning of
which
the
is
night
right
phase?
now.
All right.
Yep.
So I'm taking the top card.
Yep.
So if mine says a wall and a tool, but I only have 1 spot, do I get to pick which one?
Yes.
It's got
Man.
that symbol on it. It goes to my discard. Okay.
All right. I will still not reveal who I'm playing as.
Whoa.
And during the night phase, you can play out your cards face up because nobody can choose whether or not they want to play their cards.
Oh yeah.
All right, 6 attack.
2 buttons. 2 more buttons. So these button cards, does it really matter if I play it in attack or
No.
which phase I played in?
Yeah. And that's specifically to be able to bluff with your farmers.
My farmer's bluffer. All right, my initiative is 6. That means I'm first to attack.
Whoa.
Yep.
All right.
Whoa, no.
Oh my God, who's
Mhm.
stealing the money?
Sorry about that. I don't know.
Evan took an infinite bag of one button.
I meant to take these 2 buttons, not the entire bag.
I'll give you some money, Eric. I'll give you 2 buttons. If you want to use your tolls, that is.
Yeah, I'll use my tolls, of course. I'm not gonna just let you attack me for free.
Okay. That means I got you. I got a hard on.
Yep.
You got a
Whoa.
what? You got a what?
What did you say?
You heard it.
You heard me.
You hit me for 4, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. There you go.
Now I get to pick one of these. What does the treasure one do again? This one?
That lets you take a card from the market right away.
Ah. 4 buttons, replay a card. Pay 1, blah. Pay 2, 8 attack. Ouch. I will take the Baroness.
Whoa.
Now, do I take this or does it stay there?
Yeah, you take it away. Because
Is that
it is
because
a resource.
there's a limited amount of those? So does
Yep.
this get removed from the game or just next to my collection?
Basically, you can hold on to it.
I'm savoring this button.
Savor
Yep.
the flavor of the button.
And the Baroness goes on the bottom of the deck, or is that what the crown means?
Crown goes to your discard pile.
Oh, and that's what this means?
Yep.
Right. Okay. We'll find you
Well,
later.
I am next in initiative order. Evan's probably going to get a reward no matter what I do.
Yeah.
So I am going to go ahead and just attack Evan so he doesn't feel like he's wasting
Oh, come on.
walls or wasting
Come
damage by
on.
hitting me.
Come on.
So 6 damage, Evan.
1, 2, 3.
All right.
Question, does the game only end when, what triggers the game end?
It ends once more than half the players have lost their throne. So in this
people
game,
people do
3 of
have
us
to
have been
die.
dropped down to nothing.
Okay.
And I'll do 7 damage to Eric because it was noted
What?
that he did not sell me the card.
Wait,
Well,
what card did I
Eric
not?
gets to attack first, though,
Yeah,
because
I get
Eric's,
to attack.
Okay.
Eric's got the 4.
There was no card I could. I had no choice to sell a card last round.
This was before you switched your tiles. I thought.
Yeah, I played
Oh,
the
yeah.
wrong
All right,
tile.
never mind.
Hold on.
I'll reconsider.
But thank you. You gave me 1 extra health
Oh,
because
did
I'm
I?
actually.
I'm
yeah,
gonna reconsider who I'm gonna attack.
All
You can
right.
come up with me. Nobody's hit me yet, so I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you, Wes. Do you want your 2 tolls back?
Not yet.
All right. So I'm gonna end up paying 3. Here's 3 buttons. So I'm going to. So I played both these cards. I paid 2 to play one of my discards. Then I took my knight out of my discard. That's gonna be 6 attack. Then I paid 1 attack for every card I played this phase, which is gonna be 6 cards total. So 6 and 6, 12. I'm hitting you for 12.
How would that
Well,
be
this-
6 cards total?
No,
This
I grabbed.
phase,
I played 5 cards. I played 3 cards during day.
So the knight is a phase.
Oh, so 3 and 6 then, so 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now block 6, so I take 3. 1, 2, 3. You get a hard
Alright.
on.
I still get my heart. All right. Let me see. So one of them, I take a card immediately. What are the
Yep.
other 2 options? One is +1 card to my draw.
Yep. And the
Then-
other one is bonus bribe envoy. Buy power.
Eh. Eh.
It's good with the Merchant Empress.
Taking this.
Okay.
And now it's my turn to deal 7 damage,
Yes.
which, as previously discussed, is going to go to Sam. Because you didn't refuse to sell me a card. Therefore, we attack Sam.
All right. I will go ahead and take the full 7.
You're saving her.
And- and I'm gonna get a buy token, I think. Let me double
Okay.
check. Yes. That's one of these, right?
Mhm. All right. Button Bazaar 2 phase.
Button Bazaar 2.
Once everybody's cards are in their discard pile.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting.
You know what? I will gladly sell that bear to whoever is willing to sell me this collector.
All right.
Okay. Flip a dizzle.
Bear goes for cheap. All
So
right,
it's,
so
3 coins to Evan.
yep. And then Eric, who are you selling that collector to?
If you sell it to me, I will return the favor later on.
Well, he's got to sell it to me or Evan.
Oh, never mind.
Evan. So I'll take my 3 coins
Oh.
back,
I put my thing
and,
on.
and you owe me 1 coin total. There we go. So
Alright.
it's a trade. Sorry. Can't help the
I am
designer.
really sensing a bit of alliance here between Eric and Evan.
So you gave me 3 and I give you 4, so I'm going to hand you 1 coin. Is that right?
I already took 1
Oh,
coin
you
from
already
you.
did. Okay.
Yep, I did.
And then this is a crown, which goes into my discard.
Oh yeah, this is a bear, which goes to the top of my deck. Okay. The top of my draw deck, right?
Yes.
All right.
You know what? I will go ahead and I'll swap for the 2.
And then since I
Wes,
I
do you
saw-
want to jump up to the 7, or do you want to stay with your 6?
I'm good.
Okay.
I have to do it because I sold, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Draw phase. Draw 5 cards +1 for anyone who has a bonus draw treasure, which is still only Evan.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Okay. Day phase. Play out any number of cards face down.
All right, I'm ready.
Get in there.
Ready.
Almost. Wait for it. Wait, what does this one say? Oh, what does this one say? Oh. Okay. I'm gonna go with I'm ready.
Okay. Flip them.
All right. I get
Solve
3
them.
2 tolls, 2 walls.
I'm going to destroy an urchin with my wyvern.
Whoa.
Okay. It's your prerogative.
And destroyed cards go into the trash bin.
Bobby
All
Brown
right.
says what?
Is that a bad decision? I don't know.
No, it's a good one. That's the weakest card in the game.
Weakest.
It's not a spy card.
It felt weak.
All right. Button Bazaar phase.
Well, don't look. Everything messed up.
I am once again willing to sell a bear to whoever's willing to sell me a collector.
I'll think about it.
That's the cheapest rate you can get a bear for currently.
I'll think about it.
I don't know. You can get one for free if you work for it.
If you sell me the collector, I will not attack you.
That is a valid thing to say.
Mhm.
All right. Oh wait, we're missing one.
I'm sorry.
Flip 'em.
Flip 'em.
Whoa.
All right. Evan is the seller of the collector.
Evan.
Oh.
I don't want to have to attack you, but I will if you don't sell it to me.
Evan, I will sell this bear to Eric if you are not selling me that collector.
Ooh.
Sophie's choice, Evan. Sophie's choice.
I guess I'm gonna have to get attacked. So I will sell Sam the collector if he sells me the bear.
All right. Yep. You're gonna net 3 buttons here. So there you go.
Excellent. Thank you. So I'll take
Bear's
the
going to
bear.
you. Collector's
Perfect.
coming to me.
The
Evan,
Bears.
and I'm selling Evan. No, nobody's
Yeah.
buying it.
No,
Yep.
I'm
Nope.
buying
You're selling
it.
that to him.
So Evan has to give me 6 buttons.
Ooh, that's brutal.
Yep.
And
Nice.
they can't choose to not buy it, right? If they put it there, they have to buy it.
You have to buy it.
Show me the buttons.
Show me the buttons.
That's 6
Okay.
victory points right there. I'll take them.
So the slashes goes to the top of my deck.
Oh wait.
Yeah, you can choose if you want to swap.
I'm gonna
Eric.
keep the 7. I'm gonna keep the 7 for the moment.
Bottom of my deck. So I hold U when I put it in my deck.
Yeah.
How do I know if it
Nope.
worked?
You gotta like shove it under there. So like maybe pick up and press U. I don't know.
I think you put it near the deck and then you press U. I don't know.
All right, so we're going into night phase. And then I'm gonna activate my power and take the top card.
I'm going to take a wall and a toll.
Oh, it's another animal, another beast, a steed.
No, I think I'm going to no, I'm not going to reveal who I'm playing as yet. I'm not ready.
So these all come out now?
Yep.
Cool.
Davis. Got 3 attack.
How do you grab all the cards in your hand at the same time? It's not working for me.
Just make a big box around them.
Right. 2 buttons. Two buttons.
Okay, so I turn all my walls into tolls and then destroy one of my cards in my discard.
Evan, I don't think I'm going to attack you.
Let's see what have I
Who
got
gets,
here.
who gets to choose first? It's number 7. Eric is the first attack.
Yep.
We're not in the attack phase, I guess. Oops. Where'd my attack card go? I swear I had one. I think
Destroy.
that was my other card.
Cool.
Are we on to attack now?
I'm ready.
Yep. Who you attacking, Eric? You're muted.
Sorry, just give me 1 second. I'm just figuring out who would be if I can get a double.
Oh, a double bonus. Doubly bonus.
Yeah, I think you could.
On Evan, I could.
Yeah.
Do a lot of buttons.
Yeah. But I would have to pay 5 more to do that against
Yes.
Evan, and that would break an alliance that's working for me.
Ooh.
Don't want to. It's we're not at that phase of the game yet.
Very formal.
You must lean on your alliances prior to breaking them.
Okay, Sam. Sorry.
Okay.
It's going to be 8, 12, 13, 14, 15 attack against you.
Whoa. 1, 2, 6.
That's
And
brutal.
I'll pay 2. Are you going to use the tolls?
Yes, I will use those tolls.
All right,
That's
there's
brutal.
2 buttons.
All right.
And I got a bonus, correct?
Yep.
Let me see if I want any of these cards.
I'm just exchanging my money. I'm not cheating.
Here, just set it down and let me delete it.
What are forts? I haven't seen forts yet.
That's a wall or
that
a
is
toll.
walls and tools.
Oh, okay. Now I'm going to take the draw an extra card.
And that's just during the draw phase. Not
Right.
the,
So
yeah.
At the very beginning, I'm going to draw 6 cards instead of 5, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do that.
It's good.
All right. Who's next? Wes is next.
Oh, I have 2 attack. The only person I could get through is Eric. But I've already beaten up Eric enough, so I'm going to go against the Sam just to see if you want to kill a wall or not.
Now, Wes. Evan has 5 attack.
Evan he'll get 5 coins if I attack.
No, do you want him to seize my throne?
I don't really want him to seize your throne.
Victory points.
This is true. I never thought about that. You're very convincing.
Come on.
All right, Evan. I'll come your way.
You could always hit Eric.
I don't want to hit Eric again.
Okay.
I don't want. Damn it. Sam, I'm coming after you.
Oh. Oh man. Well, I have a plan, so I will go ahead and not use my walls.
All right. Sorry about that.
So you took 2 attack?
Yeah, I took 2 attack.
Okay. See that? I'm not gonna hit you for enough to kill you. So let's this is a tough choice.
Stuffy's choice.
I mean, obviously the alliance is now broken. That's
What? I could have just hit you for 15.
just 5.
He never
It's
said
only
you broke
5.
the alliance. He broke the alliance.
It's only 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
It's only 5.
All right.
So
Well,
now we're going to the Bazaar 2 phase.
well, Evan just chose for me that I'm going to attack Eric for sure and get myself a treasure.
All right. How much?
3 damage.
There you go.
And you know what? Let's go ahead and take an acquire and take this behemoth.
Behemoth.
And yep, Button Bazaar phase.
Button Bazaar.
All right. What's the new one?
Round 3. Oops.
Oops.
Not placing out my throne. You cannot have my throne if you take that saboteur.
Let's see. Oh, interesting. Okay, okay. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna go like this, and like this.
All right.
All right, flip them. Wes is making bank here.
Oh wow.
Question is,
Whoa.
bank off me or
Six
Evan?
coins off an urchin.
Wow.
I have to choose something.
Yep. You have to
Yeah.
choose whether you're selling it to me or Samuel.
Samuel. I will choose Samuel because Samuel has more buttons.
Okay.
Ooh.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
Wes
hold on to
going
my.
for a very
hold on to my
commanding
7.
button lead. Oh, oops, I took that one. I should
I
have
don't
taken.
get to buy a card because nobody wanted to sell that card.
Yep.
And because I sold a card, I must swap.
All right.
Yep.
Going back to the draw phase.
Yep.
Draw.
And
So I'm drawing 6.
Yeah.
All right.
Eric, you and me got some things mixed up. I am just changing that here. And we got 5. All right, perfect 5.
Question: if I get walls and my spots are full, can I get rid of a toll and put a wall there?
Yes.
Good to know.
Let's see. What am I doing? This is a first phase. I think we're gonna do that. Cool. Cool. Ready.
All right.
Ready.
Go ahead and
All
flip
right.
them. I'm gonna take the top card from the toy box.
Whoa.
All right.
To the bottom of my deck.
Whoa.
I'm going to gain
2
6
buttons.
buttons, but I'm gonna pay 4 buttons. So I'm gonna get 2 buttons net, and I get to draw 4 cards.
I
2 buttons.
get 6 buttons. Well,
All right.
and then it's Bazaar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What is that? That's the informant.
Which one?
I see Sam is putting up some defense now.
Yeah, just a little bit. All right.
Interesting.
Ooh.
All right, so these two are destroyed.
Yep.
And oh man, I gotta pay Evan 5 for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I gained back 2 of those very quickly. So,
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Wes, you gonna swap?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go ahead and keep the 1.
Did you pay me my 5, sir?
Yes, I did.
Excellent.
I had a 5 button in front of me, and I no longer have a 5 button in front of me.
Excellent.
We're going into night phase. I'm going to draw from the top of the toy box.
Yep. You know what? At this point, I will go ahead and reveal.
I flipped a total to a wall. That's not one of my powers. See what's allowed.
Gonna reveal that I'm playing as the Prince of Paupers, which lets me take a. I guess I should just search. That will be easiest.
The Prince
Pauper.
of Pauper.
2 points per pauper card you have.
For
And
what card?
And take this.
Oh,
And play out all our cards.
there you
For
go.
the night phase.
Yikes.
2 buttons. 1 attack for each toll I have. Whoop-de-doo, that's worth 1 attack. So 3 attack and 2 buttons.
All right. I've got 10 attack total. Guess what I'm going to do with it, Sam? 10 minus 8 is 2. So I get your throne?
Yes, you will get my throne, and I am not going to use any of my walls.
Oh.
When you go down to 0, you still
Oh.
get to keep playing. You just
Oh,
lose
because
the
You're
game.
still in the game.
Yeah.
You are
Okay.
still in the
Yeah, yeah.
you can't score your own throne anymore. I could take somebody else's throne. I can take other people's thrones. I can score my champion ability. I can still earn buttons.
So that was the 7 attack. So next up is Evan.
So that throne's a goner, huh?
Yep.
And I've got what? 10. Oh wait, I have to do this, right?
Yeah.
Or is it optional?
Well, pay is always optional. Yeah.
Great. I don't do it. That was a bust. But I've got 10 attack. And
Come on over.
come
Red
on.
Rover, Red Rover.
Yeah. I think we're gonna the old alliance hath fallen.
All right. What goes around
Ooh.
comes around.
I know you're super attack heavy.
I've got some strong attack cards.
I know you do.
And I've got some cycling cards too to go through the deck. So
All right, take your 10, and then
All right,
then come
fine.
at me next time.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Evan,
All right.
I'll give
You get a bonus.
And the bonus, I'm gonna take.
I just get your throne for this, right? I don't get an extra bonus or anything.
Nope. Just my throne.
All right.
I will take the jester,
Okay.
right? And I just grab this.
Now there's no more card tokens.
And
Yep.
the jester goes into my discard.
Oh, that's nice.
Because I already did this ability, right?
Yeah.
That's before combat.
Yeah, that was earlier. That was during the night phase. This is
Cool.
the attack phase.
Cool.
All right. I will. Ugh, I don't know if I want to give Evan 5 money.
Give me the
No, I'm going to keep my money. I'll attack Eric only because I don't want to give Evan money.
money.
All right. How much am I taking?
3.
3. All right.
Those tolls are more deterrent than I kind of expected.
All right. I will go ahead and hit Eric for 4.
Woohoo!
Rude.
just keeps on coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like it's actually becoming north versus south instead of east versus west. The alliances have shifted.
All right, drop it.
I never relied with anybody. Come on.
All right.
Bazaar 2.
Oh yeah, sorry.
How bizarre.
Yep.
How bizarre. So now we are in Bazaar 2 phase. Okay. Let's see, what do we got?
You know what? I will gladly buy that assassin from whoever's willing to sell it to me.
Destroy the top card of your deck. Pay 1 to spy. What does spy let you do again?
Spy sends the card to an opponent's discard pile.
Oh, I see. That's not a. You don't want to destroy the top card of your deck usually. I see.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can't see the top card of your deck.
Ready?
All right.
Flip a doozle.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Oh.
Nobody gets me.
All right. I guess I would like 1 button from Evan, please.
I will give you 1 button.
And who's getting the informant?
Let's see. So that's going to go to somebody else's deck, huh?
It really makes sense to hit the person who's winning the game right now, which is very clearly one player out here.
I don't know what you're talking
Count those buttons.
Seems like a lot of buttons.
Then
Yeah,
these two were.
So this is going to go on top of your discard pile, right? There you go. It's nice.
All right. Draw step.
Okay. Okay.
And then D phase.
Yep.
Whoop.
Any number cards face down?
So replay a card means you're replaying a card that's already in play.
Yep.
All right.
But it combos with cards like the Smithy that care about how many cards you played that phase, because you will have played that card twice.
I think I'm good then.
Okay.
I guess the card I can play, that one doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, well, we reveal first. So we reveal our cards?
Yep. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. So 2 tolls, 3
Okay.
buttons.
3 buttons.
Oh, I played the wrong card, I think.
1,
No, I didn't.
2,
So if I get 2 tools, do I have to take them?
3.
Or can I just say my slots are full and I
Because you're
don't want
full, no.
to? Okay,
because
so I'm gonna ignore that, and then I just get 2 buttons.
Wow.
All right,
Let's see how it is.
everybody done?
Yep.
Bazaar.
Bazaar. Oh, now it's Bazaar. Okay, that's why everybody said that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I'm on top of things.
I'm willing to
what-
sell the Baroness.
When does the game end?
Once more than half the players have lost their throne. So Once
One
you
more
lose
player
your throne, that
dies.
means Evan loses his throne because I'm pretty sure Wes isn't losing his throne.
Wait, what?
It's
Well,
because I have a cardboard castle, damn it. Although your castle looks nicer than mine.
Well,
Looks like a playground.
yeah, mine's the jungle gym. Evan's got the tree house, and Eric built the pillow fort.
That's why everybody went to yours to play, because it looks so enticing.
all
we
right,
go.
ready?
Yep.
Jambo.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Red gets to
Oh.
sell the bandit.
Obviously, you should sell it to me.
You want to use up my buttons, though. And I get to sell the Baroness.
Yep.
I'll sell it to poor throneless Sam.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, and I'm gonna sell to Wes.
What? You just
Thank
said
you.
he was
Alright.
winning.
And there's your 6 coins. I'm buying this from you, correct?
And the
Oh, thank
bandit
you.
goes to my hand.
Yes.
Sam,
Bottom of my deck.
no, not
That
Sam.
was a net
Eric, you
one
just
to
bought
each
that.
Wes,
You just
so-
bought that from me, right?
Yeah. I give you the 6 coins.
Cool.
So you,
Beauty.
I owe you one or you owe me one?
I owed you one.
All right. Did you already give it to me?
Yeah, I dropped it off.
Thanks. But I have to swap my 4 for a 1.
All
Means
right.
I'm last to fight.
Yep. And all of that was really me just hoping that I could manipulate the initiative to take Eric's throne.
Yeah.
Well,
I gave up some victory points to get more victory points.
Yeah. All right. So
Okay.
now it's
night
Night phase.
phase.
I'm
I'm
gonna
drawing
turn
the
my
top card.
tool into a wall.
So I'm going to get
that
8
goes into-
buttons.
Oh, that goes into my hand. Okay.
A1. Yep. And then 5 attack, 8 attack.
Okay.
Can you just verify? I'm going to play my Mason twice using the
Yep.
Baroness. So I
Yep.
get 10 buttons.
Wow.
Yep.
10 buttons. Shabama.
See, you shouldn't have sold the Baroness to old Wes there. So
That was my other Baroness.
Oh,
Yeah.
now you have
No,
two
Wes
of
sold me a Baroness. I sold him an urchin.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Reasonable.
All right.
Okay.
I'm paying 3 coins to activate 2 of my cards. I don't have any walls, so 2, 3, 8, and 8. I'm dealing 16 damage to somebody.
Mhm.
Curious. If I don't have enough coins or buttons, can I attack Evan?
You will take that back as damage.
I will.
That will count as being dealt by Evan.
Okay. Let's see. Can I choose not to pay tolls and choose to take damage?
No, Evan gets to choose for you. So
Oh,
wait, no. So if you have to pay him, you have to pay him buttons until you're down to 0. If you drop below 0, then you take damage. Sorry. Evan gets to choose
okay.
the tolls.
All right. Fair enough. Evan, I'm going to deal you 16 damage.
Woo!
Do you want to activate your tolls?
How many buttons do you have?
3?
3. So if I activated all my tolls, you would end up taking 2 damage from me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do not activate my tolls.
All right. And do I get 2?
It looks
Okay.
like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3.
And,
4,
what are these again?
5, 6,
Those
7,
are
8, 9,
buys.
10. 1,
They're what?
2, 3.
It gives you a second buy option instead of selling or crashing.
I guess neither one of these really matter because we're going to be at end game, right?
Yeah, with how aggro you guys went. Yeah.
I'll take triple hand size or 3 extra cards, I guess.
The most damage I've done is 3, so not me.
I don't know. You got a lot of points over there, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of coins. Wes may win this game.
So when does the game end? When 3 thrones are taken?
Yeah.
2. I thought when 2 thrones were taken.
3.
Oh, more than half. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and hit Eric. I've got 8 damage.
Yeah.
Are you going to use your goals?
Oh, why not? I mean, might as well. I'll take I get 2 extra coins back here.
Yep. Yeah. And I get a throne.
Yep. We traded.
Yep. And Evan, who you hitting? It's got to be Wes.
Does it?
Yep.
Why does it have to be Wes?
Because nobody else has health.
I mean,
Yeah. You
okay.
2 are fighting each other now.
So I've got 5,
No!
11, 12, 13, 14 damage.
14 damage.
14
All right.
damage.
I'll block 10 with my walls. So 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing for you.
And then Wes has to hit Evan.
All right, Evan. That means you can choose if I pay you money. Oh, wait. I don't have any attack cards, so.
Oh, you don't. So you don't actually have to attack anyone.
These were my only cards.
All right.
Oh, great. Okay.
Okay.
Bazaar 2.
Bazaar.
Let's protect his investments there.
Well.
Okay, well, we know Evan can't get the dragon.
Why not?
Because
I don't think I'm in danger of winning.
Anyone.
Nobody gives me anything. All right, everybody ready?
Yep.
Lejoing.
Selling the dragon for 1. Oh man, I did not see that coming.
Who's buying the dragon? Who am I going to sell it to?
Me, obviously.
You have 15, 19 buttons over there. You 2 are tied for buttons.
Yeah.
Well, it's between me and Eric. Or not me and Eric. Evan and Eric. Because
Eric. I thought I was looking
trying
at
to
yours.
tell
Eric already has too many attack cards.
Eric, do you have any buttons?
I've got 5 buttons.
All right, you can have the dragon.
Oh my goodness. You guys are boxing me out.
There's 1.
Thank you.
Boxing me out.
This goes
Bio 2
top of my deck.
Evan 2 for the Saboteur.
And I put it in an opponent's discard of my choice.
Yep.
Yep.
You may not gain forts. Please, I don't know. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Evan gets a spy.
All right, and then
Don't give me the card, and then give me the bad card. See how it is.
Who do I have to give the money to?
Somebody's buying.
Yeah. So Eric,
All
who you
right.
selling the Marauder to?
Oh, I see.
who wants to pay 7 for it?
I mean, I don't really want it that bad.
Do I have to pay somebody?
Well, if that
for
was reverse
Saboteur?
psychology, it worked. I'll sell it to you
Did
for
sell it to me?
7.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Did
sold
you,
it to you.
Did you take my buttons?
Yeah, I
Cool.
just grabbed 7 buttons from you.
Cool.
I think I owe you this money, Evan, for the Saboteur.
Oh, great.
Now I gotta switch that one
The
out.
Saboteur was $2.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's right.
5. Evan's got to switch, or Wes has to switch for the 4.
Yeah.
Marauder goes bottom of your deck.
All right, we're back to draw phase.
Yep.
I'm drawing
have
8
5
cards. All right.
Question for you, Sam.
Yep.
If oh, wait a minute. I thought I got that other card. Never mind.
Okay.
Disregard.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to draw 6 cards.
Oh, and spy means you put it in somebody else's deck.
Yep.
Hmm.
In their
Okay.
discard pile. All right,
But they
Diff,
don't give
face
me
down.
any. Face down.
Wes is so wealthy. So stinking wealthy.
All right, ready.
Almost.
Yeah, sorry, 1 second. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Welcome. Getting 3 buttons.
I must place an envoy face up right away. Is that how that works?
Yep.
Four.
All right, I get to just draw 3 more cards.
And then I get to put one of my discards in my hand.
Two buttons. And I don't care about spying, so.
Oops. Okay.
All right. Button Bazaar.
Button Bazaar.
How bizarre.
How bizarre. Button Bazaar.
I'll sell that smithy.
I don't think I trust Wes anymore.
I've done nothing against you. Come on.
This is a great tactic right there.
I know, right? Okay, is everybody ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody wants to sell the soldier.
Interesting.
That means I get it for 3, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, give me 3 for that. You can take it.
Not that I need a soldier, but all right. So that goes to my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will take the 7.
And the smithy, I get to choose who
Wait.
to.
What?
Oh, wait. I thought I had to do it. Oh, no, it goes. You're right.
You
It
do
goes
it
in
last. Yeah.
That's right. It goes in the order, but I do have to take whatever's there.
Yeah. I'll take the
Okay.
6.
All right. And I have to take the 5. All right.
Nothing happens there on that steed, right?
Yep. And the smithy was installed, or Wes, who you selling the smithy to?
The person with more buttons.
Me.
Doesn't Evan have more buttons than you?
That's what I'm saying. Sell it to me.
I don't know what I've got.
Sell me the smithy.
3, 4, 5.
Whoever has more
9.
buttons may
I've got
purchase.
I've got 14 buttons.
I got more.
All right, it's all yours, Evan.
Wait a second. Is he? Yeah, I guess he does have more. I should have lied, but no.
I know,
All right,
right?
I'm too honest. I got 80
let's
buttons.
See, that one goes bottom.
All right.
82 buttons.
So we're starting the night phase.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the top card of the toy box. That goes into my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Wait, are we playing our cards out?
Night phase.
Playing all my night cards.
Wow.
All right.
Oh,
All
Let me
right.
see. What am I
So,
doing here?
Quite the hand you have there, Eric. My goodness.
so I get to play the top card of my deck with that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one out here, and I hope it's the
Cool.
one that's one attack for every card that I play, please.
Whoa! Why do you have so many cards out?
No, it's not. Because I've got an engine going where I can draw 3 cards. Basically, I start with 8 cards because I
He's got
took
3
all
plus card
these,
button.
Wow.
and then I've got engines where I get to draw more cards. Who's first on initiative?
I have a 1, so I'm last.
Hold
7.
on. Hold on. I get to copy a card ability.
3.
What's the card ability that lets you draw a bunch of cards?
It was in my day phase.
Oh, that was a day phase. Okay.
I do have one that is 2 attack plus play the top card of your deck. If you want to add a card, if you want to add a card.
My deck's not that good. I think I'm just gonna copy.
He's also got the Marauder that is pay 2 buttons to take 2 buttons from all opponents.
Um,
So that'd be you're paying 4 buttons and taking 4 buttons yourself because you also have Marauder.
I'm gonna. How much damage do you have over there,
I don't know.
Eric?
73.
All right, I don't have any.
He has a
wounds.
lot. He has end this game damage.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh my! How did this get up here? Who?
I didn't do it.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go to the YouTube channel. Somehow, my draw deck got flipped up and was up here.
Oh.
No, I didn't touch your cards.
All right. 2, 4, 5,
Um,
6,
So, let's see.
12, 17. Attack is what I think I got.
How many hit points do you have there, Wes?
Oh, I can't count that high. Come look at all the hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27 or 28.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna copy the ability, the Marauder ability. So now I have 2 Marauder abilities. Okay. And I think I attack first, right? With 7?
Yep. Well, first, the Marauders would resolve because that's part of the night. So.
Oh, but it says on discard. We discard them now.
Yeah.
Okay. So you
All right,
discard
so-
the some of them, but not the combat ones.
You discard all of them, and then you have the combat afterwards. I'm getting rid of that on discard, though.
Okay.
That's
There's
going on.
my. I just gave you my 2 right here.
So everybody give me 4.
Oh, I gotta give you 4.
Yeah.
There's a stack of 4.
Thank you.
And then a stack of 2 is going to Eric.
There's 2 more. Yeah, well, yeah.
Wes, give me $4.
I've only got 10, so let
Here
me
you go. Oh, here you go. I got you.
Can you give me change. Or
Yeah.
And I'm
it
gonna,
feels like Monopoly.
And
I'll pay my 2 to the bank to use a Marauder.
yeah.
And then, I don't, yeah. But yeah, I figured I'd do that. I'd wait till it's my turn to do that, but
Yeah, those are actually resolved all simultaneous as part of the night phase. Because you resolve them, you discard
Yeah.
them, and then you have the attack phase where you take all the attack that was stockpiled during the night phase.
okay. So Wes and Evan, give me 2 coins, please.
Oh, yep.
This isn't working out in my favor.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Okay. Do we do all those things?
Yep.
Marauders are taken care of.
Okay. So now it's just damage, and I'm attacking first. Obviously, I will attack Wes for 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will take 1 from you,
Ah,
Michael.
ah. There you go.
Thank you.
Do not
Eric
want
is
to.
eyeing up my life. Can you kill me, Eric?
Who's next? Am I next?
Yeah. How much damage do you have, Eric?
I've got some.
What'd you say, 17?
11, 15, 16, 17, yeah. Yeah, I'm not next. I think Sam's
Yeah, I
next.
know. I'm next. And I mean,
Who are you
I'm
gonna
so
weaken
far
so I can
behind that I can't actually hit Evan for his crazy tolls that he has there. And man, Evan's just in such a high point. Evan and West are both pretty close. All right, this is 6 one way and half dozen the other. So yeah, definitely going into West because that hurts me less.
How much
And
damage?
that's 3 damage.
All right, I'll bust a wall down, so I take 1 damage.
Damn,
I shouldn't have swapped my token.
right?
That was the mistake.
Yep.
you're
And
one
when
health.
I crossed, oh, did I do enough damage to make? I did do enough damage to make West cross a thing, but there's nothing really left to take, right? Just one of these.
Yeah, you would take one of those. You would still take it.
All right, how many victory points do I get for killing Evan?
10. 10.
And how many victory
What?
points are the buttons worth? 5?
One
One?
each.
One
So,
each? So it's a net 5. Evan, you're dead.
What? You can hit me for all of it.
17.
I
Isn't
don't
that-
do math. I don't know how many I have.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Oh,
10,
yeah.
11, 12, 13,
These aren't
14,
the maths
15,
that have the
16,
spacers on them.
17.
17. Ridiculous.
I was pretty sure. Yeah,
And you gave me a fiver.
I gave you a 5er.
Cool.
All right. So each button is worth 1 victory point. Every throne that you have in your possession at this point is worth 1 victory point, or is worth 10 victory points.
I was about to say, you just told me 10.
Yeah, sorry. And then you've got your champion abilities.
Oops.
Just
I
2
don't have
extra.
any thrones. So buttons, thrones, and champion.
Yep.
Cool. Let's see here.
With a 9:45 start time. Yeah, that was 90 minutes on the dot with TTS tax on this, I assume, is about 20%. So pretty happy with that time.
Wow.
All right, I got my score. I'm at 52.
I'm at 54.
Oh, what? I knew we should have attacked Sam harder. I told you guys. I told you. He's over there playing the whole thing. Oh, Wes is definitely gonna win.
He knew. He knew.
Oh,
What was your
Yeah, I've got
fancy?
26 off my champion.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
got
wow.
19 off my buttons, and then I've got one thrown for an extra 10 points. So it really was being able to last hit Eric's throne that won the game for me way back when I did it.
wow.
Yep. Those thrones. Rude. Rude.
Good game.
That scoring was all very tight though, so I'm very happy with the balance changes that I made on at least these 4 champions.
Did you say thrones are 10?
Yeah.
Okay. Even though it says 15 over in this little thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys already cover that? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And Wes, you scored your own throne, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. That's it. I feel like I should get like just 5 more points.
Do you start with 8 cards or 10 cards?
8.
All right,
Double checking.
let's do it. Who wants to go first? Wes?
I need time to digest.
Eric?
Yeah, I don't mind starting. I like this a lot actually, a lot more than the last time we played. I'm gonna give you compliments at first. That I really like the art. The graphic design's really nice. Everything was pretty easy to understand for the most part. The one part that the I don't know why, it's just my head. I'm not even that's my own mistake. I'm mad at myself for misconstruing the buy symbol for selling. I don't know why I thought that.
There can probably be better graphic design for that. So yeah.
Let me think of some. I mean, I'm gonna nitpick because I feel like that's where you're at in the design process here. The one part I understand why it's there with the hero powers that you have, but seeing, this is a deck builder, and when I saw cards that I started with coming out into the market, it felt not exciting for me. It's like, no, I want new stuff in here. I don't want to buy the same stuff that I started out with. This is a starter card. Who wants a starter card in a deck builder? I'm not paying for that crap. That was kind of the emotional reaction that I had to it. But I understand why it's there. I understand why you put it there. So I'm not necessarily saying that's wrong or it's right. I'm just saying that that was the reaction I had as a game player was, why am I buying starter cards? Why would I ever want that? I want the super powerful great cards that have 6 attack that let me chain and gain 3 cards and stuff. It took me a little bit to acclimatize myself to the whole putting the 3 out there system. There was a little bit of onboarding, but I think after 3 or 4 rounds, I started getting it and it felt natural. I don't know if there's an easier way to onboard people. There was a little bit of confusion in my head at the start, but I got, it went away. With these, I almost feel like what I wanted to do, because I just did a bunch of damage to Evan to end the game, and I should have gotten a bonus from it, but it wouldn't matter taking a bonus. So I almost feel like I got cheated out of some bonus there that I should have had. Whether there could be some victory point options for just grabbing, 5 buttons or something, or 3 buttons. I don't know, whatever the balanced thing is there, but just again, I'm telling you, the emotion that I had as a game player was, hey, I got Evan across that line at the end of the game on the last turn, but I got nothing for it because, well, there's nothing out here for me to take. Even if there were unlimited options and it was just I could take a card, at least for me, that would have been 1 victory point given my champion, and it would have been slightly less of a negative feeling. It's not that much of a negative feeling. Let me make that abundantly clear. I'm nitpicking.
So just if I can hold you on that for a second?
Sure.
So something that I've toyed with is the treasures being worth some amount of victory points.
Okay.
If I do that, I have to take victory points away from the thrones. I'm feeling it at this point.
Maybe.
Do you think that would erase the negative feeling for you if that were to happen?
Well, I mean, like I
You would
said,
have no idea that the thrones were once worth 10 victory points.
is there a reason why you have a so you've got 3 options that I've got when I hit that mark. The
Yeah.
option that I could have used to give me a little taste of something would have been to draw a card, except they were all taken already.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do that. Is there a reason that you've engineered to have limited options?
It's limited in order to encourage combat towards the thrones or towards those treasures earlier on in the game.
Okay.
To keep everyone from best strategy is turtling.
Sorry. I don't know why. It's a funny word to me.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna probably have some more comments when I hear Wes and Evan. That's I didn't take a whole lot of notes while I was playing because I was having so much fun playing it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
Cool. Yeah, we'll come back to you.
Awesome.
Wes, go ahead.
All righty, Stuffy Kingdom. I had fun playing. I love deck builders, anything from Dominion to Clank to Underdark, all these different versions. They're all fun. I think you dipped into a good part of it. I think I went through my deck at least 4 times, and I think any deck builder where you go through your deck, 5 or more times in a game makes it feel like the deck is worthwhile. The other perk that you had is that some of the cards do go right to your hand or the top of your deck. So once you understand those icons, that can be more entertaining than waiting till I finally get through my deck again to draw my cards. So I did like. At first, it was confusing, but there is a strategic element that I liked about picking cards based on that factor. Having the split cards was useful for the cards that you purchase later in the game. The cards that you start with, I don't think the split abilities were that relevant. Some of them you really didn't have a choice, but given that they're your base cards, I guess that makes sense. But it was much more relevant, especially with some of my later turns where, I could play the Baroness for 4 or get extra money by copying another card, or there's certain cards where it really mattered when I made those decisions. So the split cards is always fun, keeps your brain working when you're waiting for other people to decide what to do. Love the theme. So the theme is pretty cool. Just be cautious how you market it, because I don't think anybody under 10 could play this game and have any hope of winning. They might have fun looking at the cards for 10 minutes and then they'd get overwhelmed.
Surprisingly, an 8-year-old won against dad and friend's dad at Gen Con, and not just one, crushed.
Were they not attacking them because they didn't want to hit the kid, or?
No, she was a very deceptive 8-year-old. I swear, every time she opened her mouth, she had them wrapped around her finger.
Beware of little girls playing. Just be cautious of marketing, I would say. Not all people. I think the actions on the card, I was worried that having the 2 choices would be confusing at first, but the actions are basic enough that it wasn't overwhelming, so that was good. A couple of detrimental points on the cards. I didn't get to a point where animals actually mattered. I think there's only a couple of cards that do, but the icons that represent the animals are they're not distinct enough. They just kind of look, and it might just be TTS, they just look like white blurs. So the difference between a a cat and a bear, for example, might be hard to differentiate unless you make it more distinct.
Okay.
This game, I don't think the spy cards had much of an impact at all. You've probably had different experiences with different games, but the one spy card somebody gave me and the one I gave somebody else didn't really feel like it had an impact. So it felt like I wasted money in buying that card.
No strong runaway leader in this game, which is what they're really there for.
I felt the throne was quite the point swing because if you look between Evan and Evan and Eric, that one hit is a 20-point swing between Evan and Eric's points at the end of the game, right? Because Evan loses the 10, Eric gains the 10. So that probably felt bad to Evan to have a chance of winning and then it was all taken away at the end. I didn't lose my throne, so I didn't feel that, but I also didn't take anybody else's throne, so I didn't get the extra 10 points. So I don't know how impactful that throne is in other games. It just felt like I had a chance of winning till the thrones were gone. But that means thrones matter, so I'd have to play differently next time I played. When looking at the hero cards, or whatever you want to call them, champion cards. So if I look at your card, if you didn't do anything in the game, your cards were 16 points. If Eric didn't do anything in the game, his card's worth 8. If Evan didn't do anything in the game, his card is worth 8. Mine was only worth 2.
I only got 6 out of it, so that's definitely not true.
6? Okay. I couldn't remember if there's 3 or 4 attack. I think there's 4
I bought 2 cards, so it'd be worth 4 on its own.
You start with 4 attack cards,
right?
So it would be 8 on its own.
Yeah.
Oh, is it worth 2 each?
Yeah.
No, I'm 1 VP per attack.
Oh, you're only 1. Okay, everybody else was 2. Okay, so yours is only worth 4.
Mine's worth 4, yeah.
Okay. And so is the idea that the ability I had that much more powerful that it's not worth any points? Because I tried to get wall cards, but I always got outbidded or nobody was selling them. So really, I only got 2 points for this card, and I was expecting to get at least 10 points by the end of the game. Or not the cat card, the wherever my champion is. Right here.
Yeah, you had the turtle.
Yeah, so I was expecting to get at least 10 points because that was going to be my strategy, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So that felt weird that you guys just got a bunch of free points, and I had to earn and didn't get any. But again, if you play tested it, you would know if that balances out with the fact that I get free forts and walls every turn. So I liked that. I like being able to see how many points people had. Knowing the thrones are worth points, you just kind of do that mental math. So it felt good being ahead in points for a while, but I still didn't come through the victor, so it's not a guaranteed win. And my strategy was earn buttons, build walls, and don't hurt others. So it didn't work for me, but that's just what I was going for in case you care about people's strategies. For the board, when I place my tokens, just because I'm not familiar with the game, I'd recommend expanding the circle just a bit more so it's obvious whose token is whose color. Yeah. I think by the 3rd round, we kind of knew from adjacencies, but once you put the token there, you can't really see the color.
Yeah, it's a little odd with TTS right now. The physical is better.
Yeah. I know talking is encouraged, and we weren't really doing that much in the beginning because we didn't really know enough about the game. So thanks for being an engaging host and talking about every play you were making and making us think. That was good.
I do think in person I would be doing a lot of trash talk.
For deception.
Yeah.
When playing your cards face down as part of the day action, maybe having just a button or, sticking with the theme of the game, maybe you have a ready button so that you're not waiting for everybody to remember to call out I'm ready, because some of us forgot. We just put our cards down and everybody's sitting waiting for somebody to say they're ready, but we forget to say we're ready. So having a button might make that more symbolic. And that was it for me. I enjoyed the game. I'd have to play it again to know if I thought there was enough diversity in the cards. So I think, but I would definitely play it again.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, the champion abilities, just if I could bounce back off you. You definitely picked up on what my goal and idea is, um, uh, at least halfway. So, Prince of Paupers, while very weak, is supposed to score best the fastest the game goes.
Yeah.
So in this game, we had two pretty aggro players who weren't actually the Prince of Paupers. So I'm not actually surprised that I won with Prince of Paupers, specifically because of that. With the idea that as you play the game more, that those champions inform whether you're playing aggro, whether you're playing mid range, or whether you're playing more control-y in the way that you
Yeah.
play. As you understand your champions and you understand the other players at the table. So I think you definitely picked up on what I was going for. When you compare the champion abilities that you and I have between the two. So yours is designed definitely for a more long, grindy game, trying to hold on to my throne. You probably went in with a really good strategy with your champion. I think you actually had a really, really nice strategy with your champion. You just happened to end up with Evan and Eric both being highly aggressive with their decks and making a highly aggressive deck, which was cool to see. Right out the gate. Like, I think Evan dropped 5 damage in the first round, which is pretty
And then
strong.
on the later turns, Eric could do 17 damage in a turn.
Yeah. Yeah, they were both really pushing for a fast game, which I want in the game. I guess the question that I'm getting at is, do you feel that that is a good direction to be in with champions, to be leaning into trying to inform you on if you're playing a aggressive mid-range or control-y type game? Or do you feel the champions should all be more neutral and then your deck?
I mean, I think it's just knowing that it's a different strategy is good to know. I think I felt like I needed to play this on the first turn to get the maximum benefit out of that card. So I could have held on and then found, by round 3 that I should be the cat instead based on what's happening. But then I felt like I'm wasting my free walls and tools.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't like about waiting to reveal, is I felt like I should be getting those benefits right away.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that was the same with Evan and Eric. They both revealed pretty early too, because we wanted that bonus.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Eric, you want to jump back in, or should I go?
I'll do 2 quick ones.
Yeah.
Just on iconography.
Mhm.
The icon that's at the top of the champion card,
Mhm.
it would be nice if you could match that up over here on the phase somewhere so that I know that it activates at night.
Yep.
I had to ask that and I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
And
Evan
then,
mentioned that early. I really like that idea.
and then I don't know if I should say this or not, but the Prince of Paupers has kind of a double connotation. I'll explain it to you offline. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not dirty, is it?
A little bit.
You don't like it dirty.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. It just makes me laugh every time I hear it. It's a homonym. Yeah. So
Okay.
go ahead, Evan. I'll
Okay.
leave you on that note.
Perfect. I actually can't even think of what it is, so I definitely want to know once we go offline. Yeah. So the champion, mine, the scoring was definitely way worse than my ability, and I can't imagine playing this champion and not revealing it immediately. I don't know if that's what you want, but for me, it wasn't really a choice. It's like, sure, you guys then denied me, I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
I didn't
intentionally,
even deny you any attack cards. I wasn't even watching that.
maybe intentionally denied me 2 cards, which is like, okay.
I never did that intentionally at all.
I
I was
lost 2 points versus the benefit of drawing a card, every night phase, which I think is just worth the sacrifice of not being given those cards as often.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a foregone conclusion what I would do with that champion every time. Just because, yeah. Now, that being said, my ability ended up not helping me very often because the card I drew was totally worthless in the night phase. But what are you going to do? And that's just a luck thing, which, of course, if it's going to feel bad, it'll happen to me. So it did, and it did. I was like, oh, great, another card I can't use. That is actually only good in the day phase, which I'm now not going to draw in the day phase. Awesome. Perfect.
So that would be a better ability that triggered during the day phase then.
Right.
Well, yeah, and
it would be even better, yeah.
Part of the reason why it's specifically in the night phase is actually to limit it just a little bit because you have the option on the two sides if it was in the day phase.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I got screwed by that a lot, and that's just a luck element, which everybody gets to decide how much luck they like in their game design.
Now I'm going to have to ask you though, what cards were useless to you during the
yes.
night?
Oh, I got disconnected.
I guess the Masons would have been because you had all those tolls out there.
No, it was something that was like, oh shoot, I don't know. Well, I got booted from the.
Sorry.
I also got booted from the tabletop simulator.
Booted.
Yeah, you must have dropped or something. So I can't look at my deck and see what the card was.
Yeah.
But it happened like twice in a row where I grabbed this card that did nothing.
Okay.
In the night phase.
I'll look back at the feed.
And then ended up not being in my hand for when it was useful in the day phase because I drew it in the night phase.
Yeah.
I was like, man, again. So it kind of like screwed me twice. I lost any benefit from the power, and then it filled up, and then it took it from when it would have been good. Yeah. So it was like a double negative. Just a luck thing. Let's see. I was worried about ties. There aren't any ties. I love that. Lowest. I don't know if I feel strongly about this, but I wrote down, why don't you just have it work? Where the lowest number goes first in combat and swapping and selling. I'm not sure I'm convinced it matters a ton whether it's highest for combat and swapping and lowest for sell, or if it's lowest for everything.
I'm going to jump in on that because I was deliberately keeping the number 7 so that I could go first on combat, even though it was preventing me from.
Was it?
I felt like it prevented me from being able to sell cards because I kept getting underbid. And so I wasn't getting as much in the way of buttons with the higher numbers.
Okay.
But when it came to battle, I was able to go first and be able to try to get the bonuses first and kill people. And like I took Sam's throne first because I was able to go first. So for me personally, it that made sense.
Okay.
Yeah, you might even see that accentuated more in the 3-player.
Yeah.
Because with the 4-player, with the 3-player, you'll all end up selling more often.
Yeah.
And the 4-player, not all players can end up selling.
Yeah. I was just interested. I was interested in how it might work the game if it's always lowest. I don't know if it's a good thing, but I think it'd be worth a try if everything was lowest. Because then you're kind of like, I don't know. I would just want to see what it does, and the only reason I'm interested in that is just because it's simpler.
Yeah.
To have it work one way.
No, that does make sense.
But it might warp it in a way that's less interesting. But I think it would change it. I don't know if it would change it in a bad way.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think through it, and I'm like, I don't know. I think it'd just be different, which maybe would be good, maybe would. I don't know. But I like simple. let's see, the throne token should just be a different shape than the circle, just so it doesn't get confusing. Maybe a throne shape, and then I want each person's throne to look unique so they can identify it with their mat, and even probably on your mat there's a spot where your throne goes, something like that. If it's your throne, so like if you're having somebody else's throne versus your throne is on your board. Just to differentiate a little bit more to see who's got their throne.
I just got the first throne that you guys saw in there. I'm just waiting on the artwork for all the rest.
Sweet, love it. Making the bid markers player colored. It's weird with the numbers, right? Because those exchange hands. But it was kind of annoying that it was a little more tough to tell whose bid marker was whose than it should have been, even though it's actually theoretically quite clear.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, yeah, you're in the four corners. It should theoretically be very clear whose is whose, but it kind of also wasn't.
Yeah.
So I wanted those to be player colored, but then that caused a problem with the ones that you exchange. Which, you can have a button or something, a color button that you put on yours, or something that you socketed into. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth fiddling with for just that, but yeah, it was something that came up in my brain. What did you? I'm curious about Wes and Eric. What did you guys think about the choice to swap your number when the card didn't get sold?
I found it to be interesting actually, because there were times, like I said, there was a stretch of the game where I deliberately was choosing to keep the number 7 because I was doing an attack strategy and I wanted to go first. And so, but then I also had to recognize that that was keeping me from selling, and I was seeing particularly Wes getting a lot of the buttons off the selling, and I'm like, well, do I want to go for a lower number so I could get buttons from selling? And I don't know, for me, it was an interesting choice, and I was cognizant of it, and I saw the strategy in it.
And for me, unless I was forced to, I kept the button I had. I was usually sticking with the lower value so that I had better hopes of selling cards.
Interesting. Yeah, so you guys were just kind of focused on the opposite thing. Similar to my other one, I don't know if it's more interesting, less interesting, better, or worse to make this change. It's just simpler. And that would be you always swap. And I don't, yeah, like I said, I don't know if that's more interesting, less interesting, better, worse. I don't know. But I like simple. So I would think about it, consider it. If you've already tried it and you decide you don't like it, great.
I haven't already tried it. Can I tell you why I haven't tried it?
Sure.
And just so you can
Yeah.
bounce off that.
Yeah.
So the idea is if you sell the card, you got some advantage out of playing your token there, right? You were able to make some, earn some currency.
Yep.
If you didn't sell the card, your placing your token there did nothing for you. So giving you the option makes it so your placing your token there can do something for you, and that you can determine where you're going to be in the initiative,
right?
And also how easy it's going to be for you to sell future cards.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit of a reward.
No, I totally get that, and I see that. I'm just thinking about like game slowdown and cognitive load. For return on that investment.
That's definitely valid.
Like, is it interesting? Is that more interesting than just having to decide which one you think you're gonna swap?
Yeah,
because I think that's an interesting decision too. Is it more interesting? I don't know.
Yeah,
but I think it's also an interesting decision if you're forced to swap, because you know ahead of time what you're swapping for.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Kind of.
Well, right, depending on what everybody else puts.
Yeah.
So I would give it a try and just see if that streamlined version is also interesting and cool, um, or if it actually is more interesting to have that choice,
Yeah.
or what, or if it just feels bad to not have the choice. I don't know. Um, make the player buttons more different and cool looking. Oh, this is the graphic design. Like instead of just turning which way has the little swoopy doos and the color, I would actually make them different looking buttons.
They have it on it. It's hard to see on TTS.
No, that's what I mean. Like, one of them should be square with one hole,
yeah.
and one of them should be a hexagonal button with 3 holes, and you know what I mean? Just like make them more visually distinct.
Yeah, and that was originally my idea to do. And just to tell any graphic designer or artists who happen to see this, I am a big pushover when it comes to my graphic artists and illustrators. So when the graphic artist kicked it back to me and she did all round buttons that looked like that, I was just like, oh yeah, looks great.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to be able to tell,
Yeah.
the player buttons a little easier visually, but
Yep.
Because as it is, it just looks like they changed the color shade and rotated it.
Yeah.
But,
well, I did the rotation even.
Oh,
they got different patterns on them.
Do they? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
To me, they're not distinct.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back to the treasures. Wasted cards at the end of the hand. This is something that would have helped fix my feel bad of the drawing, wasting my extra draw because it didn't do anything, and then discarding it so it didn't do anything. Is there a reason you don't allow people to keep a card if they don't want to discard it?
Yes, spies.
Go on.
So the spies are all curse cards. So if you just kept the card, it would never have an effect, and it would just be in your hand and not affect anything.
That sounds like a pretty bad effect to me.
No, because it'd be one card draw, and that was all it ever hurt you, was affecting one card draw.
But then you're not drawing future cards.
So there's a
every time you keep it, you're losing a card draw.
Yeah, there's a secondary problem there, which is getting peasants from the market during the second Button Bazaar phase would count against your card draw. And basically the whole reason why you buy peasants during the Button Bazaars is because they go straight in your hand. They're accelerated.
I'm not understanding something.
Okay. So during Button Bazaar phase 2, right? You don't play any cards after Button Bazaar phase 2 before you draw.
Right.
So if you bought a peasant during Button Bazaar phase 2, and that peasant goes straight to your hand, well, it then would count against your card draw if we had it. So if you have cards hanging out in your hand.
Let me rephrase. You may choose to keep instead of discard.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Oh.
So because of those two factions, the spies and the peasants, if we fix it so the spies still have the negative effect of preventing your card draw by you just holding on to it.
Well, they do. Because if you hold the card, then when you're drawing back up to your number of cards.
No, if we were to do that, if we were to do what your suggestion says, then buying peasants during the Button Bazaar phase 2 has a downside.
Which is
that it would also count against your card draw. And they are specifically not supposed to count against your
card draw.
Tell
me how they work again. Maybe I'm just missing something.
When you buy a peasant, it goes straight into your hand. In Button Bazaar phase 2, the way the phases go is Button Bazaar phase 2, then draw step, or the draw phase. So, yeah. you now have a card that's supposed to be good for you is counting against your
I see.
draw and hindering you more than it should.
Because you're drawing a card into hand and then you draw a normal
Yeah,
number.
and then
not
you have
up
the
to a
draw
number.
step, and now you've got a card clogging your hand. So
I see,
yeah.
I see, I see. Yeah. I mean, I think, I mean, if you don't want to make that change, it's fine. I don't think those would, I don't think, I don't think the spy's a problem, just because if you want to clog up your hand, you can with the spy, right? Because that's a negative by itself. And then the peasant, you can just word it differently to make it good, get around that. You can make it work
Okay.
slightly differently. It just, I kept running into.
So a secondary issue is like
Yeah.
the night phase. For accelerating the night phase, it is just play out the rest of the cards in your hand.
Yeah.
Just makes that faster.
Mhm.
I hear your problem though. I hear
Yeah.
what the problem is, which is occasionally during the night phase, you could have cards that don't feel good.
That don't feel good, and they're only useful during the day, and then I have
Yeah.
to discard them and then not have them in my hand ever during the day, and only
Yeah.
have them plugged in my hand.
Yeah.
That was the like cycle that kept happening to me over and
Mm.
over again.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, well, here it is in the night again, and it's once again clogging at my hand, and I don't get to use it during the day. And so I was looking for a way around that.
Yeah.
But that was what was behind that suggestion.
I'm gonna watch your tape back just so I
Yeah.
can make sure which cards, because I'm pretty sure I know exactly which cards were the problem.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know other deck builders would say they were starter cards, so get over it. But
Right.
we'll see what we can do about that. I hear the problem, and
Yeah.
it's a good point.
No split attacks. Is that just for speed?
It's yes, it is for speed. It's something that comes up.
Yeah.
It'd probably be to avoid you getting bonus off two players, because that's one thing actually I did like was the fact that where we were attacking really was based on those bonuses too.
Yeah. If all of a sudden the aggro player is able to be like, if Eric probably would have had an opportunity at this with his build, and just holding on to the high initiative. Well, he just builds up 17 attack and he's got two players down at 8 and 8 health both, and he's just like, all right, I'm taking them both out and I'm taking both those thrones. Like aggro gets too strong. Being able to split your attack.
I mean, I like that you can't split him, frankly, just because it's faster.
Yeah.
But you do less math that way. At first, I felt like I wasn't getting really enough opportunity to build my deck. More than at first. And I don't know if it's because that was true or because I saw how much Eric got to build his deck because of his player power.
Yeah.
Because by comparison, I was like, well, I'm not even playing the same game. You know, like he gets a new card every round, and I draw a card that's useless every round from my deck. You know, so I'm sitting there with my shitty starter cards being drawn into my hand, and he's getting like a new awesome card every round.
Yeah.
It definitely felt like I wasn't playing the same game. So I don't know if that player power wasn't around, if it would feel like I was getting enough cards, but it definitely didn't feel like I was getting enough of the cards from the market.
Very fair.
But it might just
sorry,
be
not sorry.
Let's see. That's an interesting one. Each of the suits goes to a different place. I think I've brought this up before and you just like it. I think it is interesting, but I'm not sure that overall it's worth the cognitive load. of like each suit doing a different place. I could definitely see, like a suit or maybe two suits that go to a special spot, like in hand or on top of deck or whatever, or the spies or whatever. Like I could see like one or two suits doing it, but every suit going to a different spot. I'm not convinced you're getting your bang for your buck out of each suit doing a different thing there. Um, but I think it's interesting that they each do a different thing. I just don't know if it's like strategically interesting enough to have them all do different things.
Yeah.
To like keep track of what's happening.
I've been wondering more recently if it's worthwhile having the privateers, the ones that have the pay ability, and the beasts go into the deck.
Yeah.
Over just having those go to discard, just like the royals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
and
then I'm
just
like,
the default would be, you buy a card, goes to discard, and then these two suits do a different thing.
Yeah,
and that's interesting, rather than always having to check. Where's that one go? Where's that one go? Where's that one go? But I don't know. That was just an idea. For me, I'm always like, my brains, it likes to like be able to hone in on things a little bit easier. I was wondering also, another alternative way of doing something with cards that you cannot use is you can discard any card for a button.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a default, like, it's garbage, it's a button. Because then you're not getting wasted cards. And same thing with extra walls and tolls. Those cards kind of felt bad, when they didn't do anything in your hand. And so I was like, well, what if you just get a button for each one that you can't place or whatever? I don't know. That was what popped in my brain. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I like it when things do things, even if it's just a little like, here you go, buddy.
Yeah.
Sorry that wasn't Max.
I had a similar feeling, particularly after my throne had already been lost, and then you got the cards for, you build walls. Oh, great. Okay, yeah, but it doesn't do much for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So both those cards, just because I knew that was an issue, and so heading into it, or after Gen Con, the change that I made was the Bandit and the Mason. So Bandit starter card builds 2 tolls. Mason starter card day phase builds 2 walls. Bandit's night phase is 1 attack for each toll you have, making it so even when you lose your throne, well, you could throw down a bandit 1 phase, and then you've got 2 tolls sitting in front of you, and then from that point on, that bandit is a soldier. And then same thing with the farmer. Throw 2 walls up in front of you. From that point on, all your masons are farmers that you just play in the night phase. That was how I tried to tackle it without adding rules in the book, but keeping them on the cards.
There was a couple other cards that were not as useful in that way, but I forget what they were. But there was one that was like, turn all your tolls into, like add 2 tolls and then turn all your walls into tolls.
Or no, the collector. Turn all your walls into tolls, and then
those ones, once you don't have a once you don't have your throne, is like,
no, that's a good point.
So I'm actually wondering if it wouldn't be nice to have some baked in trashing element, although in deck builders that can be very fraught. If there's too much access to trashing, it can be very, very fraught. Although I did definitely feel like I wanted more access to that in the game, and I think that would help. But I don't know. That was just what popped up for me. Was I wanted a little bit more access to being able to trash, and I wanted it to be something that I could access without having to luck into buying that card.
Mm-hmm.
Or having it pop up at the right moment instead of continuously being in the cycle of never drawing it at the right time to do the thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, spies did feel weak, but that's okay. You said that they play a bigger role in when other certain kind of situations are happening.
Yeah, the spies are really geared around if somebody starts to have a runaway victory,
Yeah.
everyone else at the table should really be colluding on those spies to hit whoever's having that runaway victory and just try to fill their deck as much as possible with spies.
For me as a gamer, they're like the least interesting part of the game, and I would cut them. But if you see people loving it when they play it, because like obviously I'm not the only kind of gamer out there, so so if you see people loving it, then obviously that's just personal taste, and whatever, no big deal. But me personally, I think they're the least interesting part of what you have going on.
Just to pair it onto that, I also concur. For me as well, the spies are the least interesting card in the deck. I never bothered to want to really use one.
Yeah.
Now you could, kind of tweak how they work or tweak what they do to make them a little more impactful more of the time. Maybe if you're like I gotta keep them. But the iconography of the class and the animal, I would just make those twice as big on those cards. Just
okay.
Just, it's okay if they overlap the banner and get cut off on the left side. If they're if the icon surround is big enough, it looks like it's supposed to get cut off. Then it's really not and you make it look like it's supposed to get cut off. That's actually totally fine. Or you could just make them like not that huge, and then they won't get cut off anyway. But I would love to see those a little bit bigger, just for easier visual recognition of those icons that do matter to some players. Numbers on the damage track would be awfully nice, or like little fivers.
They currently have blocks of 5.
Okay, sweet.
They've got a little marker on 5.
They do right now
on the physical.
On the physical, okay. I was like, because that was
not
really
on TTS.
I was like, that was really hard to see on TTS.
Yeah,
because I didn't see it. Okay, good. Perfect. Was it Eric talking about a button that, or was that Wes saying, "Hey, I'm done. I'm ready"? That could be just a spot where you put your hand, like the rest of your hand face down, like on your board somewhere near the bottom or whatever. Then once everybody's hand is, down on the board, we all know we're ready. That just popped in my brain. Okay. Attacking. I would be interested to see how much if this is another, like, I don't know if it's more interesting to know what everybody has in their attack pool, or if it's less interesting. But since we only attack in a certain order anyway, it might be interesting. And so essentially that phase is resolving in turn order.
Yeah.
Right? Already. It might be interesting to have everybody's cards be face down until it is their turn to go.
Okay.
So that way you're not making your decision based on what the other players are doing next. Is that what you're saying?
Right. You do not have full information.
So I might not know Eric has 17 power, and I might weaken Sam.
Yes.
And then be like, oh, fuck, I didn't realize I just set Eric up. Now you set Eric up.
Yeah. Because to me as a gamer, and again, maybe this is just a gamer style thing, to me as a gamer, it's more interesting to not know all the information and to make a choice that's partially informed. Like, I see how many cards you have, but I don't know what they are,
Yeah.
And then also, it forces me to spend less time in AP because I can't do all the math because I don't have all the information. And I can't be like, well, he's got 17, so if this happens here, how many do you have? Okay, great. And then, like it takes away some of the AP, and I think it might actually speed up the attack phase. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But that was the idea that came to my brain. And then the last thing is the bonuses. I like getting a bonus. Like when I cross that thing, like it feels good. I feel like there might be a slightly slicker way to do it.
Okay.
I don't think I have that like magical idea in my brain right now, but I think there could be a slightly slicker way to do it.
Okay.
And and that you could like save on some extra punch board as well. I don't know,
One thing, just kind of jumping on that, one thing I would say is that one player being able to get the 3 extra card tokens was quite advantageous, and I don't know if that's worth limiting so that each player can only get 1 of each bonus, or if you like having it so somebody can get 3 as the cards in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering about, each player board has like little spots that you cover, or I don't know, because so then if like one person is a runaway winner, they get mitigated a little bit. I'm not sure. And then at the end, when I had 4 of them, and how many did you have, Sam?
I only had 1.
I wanted. How far behind you was I?
Do you remember how many points you had?
51.
He had 51. Because he beat
you were
me.
only 3
Everybody
points
beat
behind
me.
me.
I was what?
3.
3. So I wanted, in that moment, whether this is right or wrong, I wanted those markers to give me a bonus point. Because two of the ones that I got were totally worthless. Like I just picked them up because I picked them up and they were totally worthless.
Yeah.
Of course, I think if we did it that way, then Eric might have won because
I would have won because I would have had 56 total.
Right. But then it would have been 55, 54. I would have, because you had 1.
Yeah.
I had. Did I have 4 or 5?
I think you had 3.
I think I had 4.
No.
I had 4. So I would have had 55. You would have had 55, and Eric would have had 56.
Although I was looking at the rule book, I technically won the game according to the rule book, because the rule book values the
thrones used to be.
The thrones are 15 victory points in the rule book.
That was dialed back. It became clear that was a little too strong.
I am a rules lawyer, and we stick to the rule book when we play a game. And
no house rules here.
The rule book is not yet been signed by the designer.
What if one of the treasure buttons was points, so that you could always have a point option if you didn't feel any value in the other ones?
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, okay. You guys have no idea how many times I've removed that exact treasure from the game.
I don't know. I was also thinking about that. I feel like there's a slicker system to be had there. I just don't know what it is.
Or maybe it's worth the bonus or a point, double-sided.
Could be. I don't know.
I could probably see, just to incentivize them more, doing the adding a point to the bribe, the bonus bribe envoys that are on there.
Yeah.
Because draw is pretty powerful. Lots of people who play a lot of deck builders, they know draw is powerful, so they lean towards it on their first time play. Second time
another option on the bribe token is
they do acquire more. But
another option on your bribe token is having a -1 button on it, and so that if you buy something with that bribe, it costs you 1 less.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's not guaranteed points because the person would have to actually sell you something.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I've got. I mean, overall, I've got a few graphic design things, a few nitpicks on maybe condensing, rules variants just a touch, and just a few like little hanging participles of like little moments that feel not awesome.
Mhm.
But overall, this game's in pretty great shape, man.
Okay.
Like frankly, I think it was a blast. I had a good time. Aside from my little, my little complaints,
Mhm.
I think it's in pretty dang good shape.
Cool.
Wes, Eric, any other last minute things that came up for you?
No, I'm
No,
good.
good.
Uh,
Had fun.
Sam, anything else that you wanted to come out of this that we didn't cover, or questions you have that we didn't really fully address?
Well, so based on where I am, this is a very specific question for where I'm at. Because if you remember, playtest number 1 of Button Kingdoms was Merc Kingdoms in
Yes.
May of 2023.
Yeah.
If this happened to have been the last playtest for Button Kingdoms, would it surprise you to see what you experienced tonight in a box?
Wait, what's the question?
Saying
Would
is the
it
game
surprise?
ready to publish, basically,
Yeah.
is what
If
you're
the game
saying.
was published in its current state, would it surprise you?
Um,
I
Not
don't
saying
know.
it's being published in its current state. I'm just saying. Be,
I'm confused by the word surprise. Would it surprise me? I mean, I don't know. Would it
would it
satisfy me?
satisfy you
Yeah,
if this was the
yeah,
game that you received?
I
yeah.
think I think it is in a place where, um, you know, my little complaints notwithstanding, I think it's in a very good place.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
for me, this is a game I would definitely play with people on game night. And it is a game that would probably have me right on the edge of, depending on what time of the day you caught me on Gen Con, and whether it's Sunday or Thursday and how selective I'm going to be, um, I might buy it. I'm
Okay.
right there, where it does have enough interesting things that I haven't
Hmm.
seen in other games,
Yeah.
where I'm like, I might buy this game.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I think yeah.
So the reason why I asked this question is for the same reason that I brought the game on to playtest this for its very first playtest, was based on what you had mentioned all the way back when you launched playtest this. Was just the goal of playtest this was to focus on the different, basically how playtesting works and
Yeah.
how it should affect the game and how the game should be iterated and all that,
Yeah.
and get designers more comfortable with the idea of playtesting more than some of us do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's why I asked that question, is to really shine the light on where in the development stage, after all of these other changes, after this is its 4th time
Right.
on the channel, I believe.
Yeah. That sounds right.
In those different stages. Time number 3 didn't really count because it was a dev session. But
I don't think, did we publish that? We didn't publish that.
no, you did.
Oh, we did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I've
think,
back a
oh,
couple
because it was
times.
just you and me.
Yeah.
I think, I think, in my opinion, in my recollection, which isn't very good, but um, I think you definitely see the staging,
Mhm.
of the game's progress every time it's been on.
Mhm.
And, I think it's definitely, yeah, it's definitely in the ballpark of like where it needs to be.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing it on, dude. It's cool to have this, this thing that people could actually go back and do the compare and contrast.
Mhm.
Because sometimes we have games on like a couple of times, but
Mhm.
we've had it on 4 times, and people can be like, "Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go," and you actually see over a year and a half or however long it's been, you get to see the game change over time, and yeah, I think that's super cool.
Cool.
And so I
Well,
always appreciate you bringing it on, and I always am excited to see where it's at, and because yeah, like Eric said, it's got some unique sauce to it with that biro and everything, and just how it ends up working out. Where I think you've got a very fun, unique game going. So yeah,
Yeah, cool.
it's cool. It's been awesome to be part of it, man.
Nice job.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you for making the game so much better from its initial stage. I really can't wait to bring the spin-off of the game on that is the other path not taken after that first playtest.
Oh, fun.
Because I got some comments about like how they really like the dexterous element. So I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? We're gonna break it in half.
Yeah.
Go
Oh,
two
that's
different
awesome.
ways. So,
Cool. Awesome. Well, anybody have anything to say, or should we just get the heck out of here? All right, Eric, how can people find and support what you're working on, even if you can't give them actual details right now?
I'll give. This is no. Yeah, if you're anywhere in the Sacramento area and you're a game designer, go on to our Facebook group, Sacramento Board Game Designers. We meet every other week and give each other heck as we play our games and uh and yeah, and as Pop NATO gets closer to a Kickstarter launch, I'll definitely provide some details, including if Pop NATO remains the title. Who knows? So
Cool. Awesome. Always good to see you.
yeah,
Wes, how can people find and support what you're working on?
I'm not doing a whole lot, but I'm always on Facebook. If you ever need to find Hammer Dog Games, find me. That's where you'd go.
Awesome. For me, you can go buy even more copies of After the Empire and tell Gray Fox that you just can't wait for that expansion, so they need to push up the timeline on that so that comes out, and then buy a bunch of those copies to match your base game copies. And then I have a bunch of other things coming out that I'll say more about when they're more close to coming out. Sam, thanks for coming on. How can people find and support what you're working on? Can they outrun a bear?
Yes, Outrun the Bear game is most of my social media presence, but something else that's been in the works for a long time is buttonkingdoms.com. Go check it out. The website's not at its final form yet, but it's good enough that you could sign up for a newsletter.
Nice. Cool. Awesome, guys. Well, let's all stay on after I end this so we can find out what the euphemism is, huh? All right, everybody. Let's see if anybody's... no, nobody came in the comments because, Sam, you're on the show. All right, everybody.